Alright, we're here with Edgar, Charmed Groom. I've played him before, and I'm still having this black-white craving, so we're going to try this. This is a combination of just sort of a black-white control list with what I think is a little bit better than Kimball, and another one that I want to bring up in a second one for like the commander slot. And we have all of these like 2 mana sifting card draw weird things, right? We have like Heirloom Mirror, we have Azur's Gateway, just weird stuff like that. Investigator's Journal, just trying to draw, and really capitalizing on just getting someone with Approach to Second Sun, with a chance of getting another one off of a key. I'm not running cards that blink Key to the Archive. That comes up sometimes. People ask me why I don't. I just don't think that's good enough. And there's a chance the cards you get with Key aren't like all that good. And there's also the issue where you can blink Key to the Archive, but it comes in tapped, right? So like on your upkeep, you blink it and it's always tapped. So you can't even cast some of the cards it finds because it's always tapped because you're blinking it over and over. I just don't think it's where you want to be. I think just Key as is fine. But yeah, we're just basically doing black-white control. Every single tutor except like the one that goes to your opponent's Wishclaw Talisman. We're not running that one. Though I kind of want to, because you can approach and then just do it again, right? Unless your opponent just refuses to activate it, to which you just cast a tutor. And your opponent can't cast in response, right? They can't give it back to you because you'll find approach immediately. We'll see how often that comes up. I'm trying Eldest Reborn again. I really like the card, and I feel like I've undervalued it recently. But the other commander I was thinking about is... it's some weird black-white angel. Where are you? This one? Just because it, like... you have a decent chance to draw a couple cards, and digging for approach faster is good. But the problem is it's 5 mana, and it's a 2/4 flying lifelink. It's not very strong, right? It kind of just doesn't do much. If your opponent just kills it, you're just back to having wish you almost just didn't cast it. Again, Edgar being the stickiest black-white commander, I think just being able to cast him and then he's just in play forever is just kind of cool and pretty strong. Pretty strong. Obviously, every board wipe. Teferi's Protection, just because we have so many fragile things that might die, it might wind up doing something. Like if we get hit by Cleansing Nova and we feel horrible about it. For lands, I think we're not doing anything ridiculous. There's 37 lands and a couple of the flip lands, like Mauling and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see how we do. I'm feeling good about it. This is hopefully the final iteration of some form of black-white that I'll play, but you never know. See how good we do. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let's play some Magic. Also, my voice is like... I've lost my voice because I've been... My brother was here. He spent the past 3 nights here. And it was just a lot of talking back and forth. No screaming, though. No screaming. Just a lot of talking. In conjunction with making these videos, it's just a lot of... I'm losing my voice. I can't keep up. Also, I hit 300 YouTube subscribers, so that's pretty cool. I hit it almost, like... No, I think I hit it the day I said the last time I brought it up, because I uploaded that video. Should I lower this a little? Whoop. There we go. Alright, let's play Magic. The Gitrog monster? Fine. I like Curse of Silence slowing it down. It seems alright. Duress seems cool as well. Ooh, turn 1 Expanse. Something that you'd like to see after this is in play. So we take that. Whoop. Royal's annoying. I don't really care about them getting their lands back from the graveyard. We have things that exile, right? We have Rest in Peace in our deck, and we can Idyllic Tutor for it, and we probably will, just because of how Gitrog Monster like works as a card. I don't see an answer to it immediately in our opponent's hand, and they can't cast their commander next turn, and I'm not going to curse anything but their commander. So I'll just go get Rest in Peace immediately. Hopefully they don't find a discard spell. But we'll see. We could get a card draw engine, but we have a Grim Tutor to do that later. I'd like to get a Rest in Peace going. They even have an Ooze as well, but that's not relevant really. We don't have any creatures to eat. And they might be soft to sweepers. Splendid Reclamation. That's a popular card in Windgrace. It looks like this is a reprint though, because I'm pretty sure I've played against this on paper. Not since the set came out, so. Opponent's really stumped here. They could just Splendid Reclamation for one land. It's going to go away forever. I don't know if I'd want to do that, but I don't... It is technically a ramp spell doing that. You are ramping. Alright. So now we Rest in Peace. Heirloom Mirror is kind of decent. It digs pretty quickly to approach the second sun, which I like about it. We don't need another white source. I think a black is fine. And we'll curse Le Gitrog Monster. Alright, I believe it is the Gitrog Monster. Yes. The Gitrog Monster. They can play it still if... Oh, no. Oh, that's another card that got shut off by Rest in Peace. Couldn't they have Overgrown Tombed and had 4, 5, 6, 7? They could have played the Gitrog Monster there. They chose not to. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to crack this immediately, I think. This deals with Gitrog Monster immediately. Doesn't have to, like, tap or anything. Drew a land, that's pretty cool. Play this. There's not a lot of mass naturalize effects. I don't know why they waited a turn on their Gitrog Monster, but I will just cycle the curse. Ancient Warden. Well, that doesn't... They had 3 cards that care about the graveyard. That's really funny. Poor opponent here. We're going to run this out and probably block, and then just have it for later. Yeah, we don't want to filter... I don't think we want to get rid of any cards in our hand currently. Now, I did get to a state where, yeah, Rest in Peace, I think, messes up Edgar coming back, because it, like, just doesn't work when you do that. So it was probably a mistake to play it here. I didn't even notice that. I'm pretty sure it gets exiled and I have to take action. Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Opponent, yet again, just doesn't feel like casting their commander. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But, okay. I don't think you're doing anything unless you start drawing cards at this spot, and this is what your commander does, right? What do you have in your deck that costs more than the amount of mana you're willing to... Okay, so I can name artifacts with this at some point. But I don't think we can do that now. I'd like to deal with this. We can tutor up a land. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's get rid of this because there's nothing to discard. We milled Baleful Mastery. Okay, that's fine. We can tutor, take 6 or maybe 7. I think I'll do that. Opponent probably won't play the monster again because we're probably, they're assuming we tutored for a sweeper. Hey, that was a good draw for them, but we have the answer. We can name artifacts, but I really don't think I have to. One of them is useless, and the other is just a mana rock that's not doing anything for them. And I would just lose this, which really digs for approach, so... We'll just name creature. Exile all creatures. Alright, opponent is done. They're out of gas, and just... They completely refuse to play their commander. And just weren't having it. Although I guess they were finding things to play instead, right? Like they were still finding things to do. So there's that. Also, Dean, thanks for the follow. Calyx? Alright, well, it's not Sithis, but Sithis is probably in their deck. It's just an enchantment deck. I don't know why you don't play Sithis instead. I guess you just play weaker decks when you choose this. Yeah, alright. I have Eldest Reborn for their commander. And green-white doesn't kill you super fast. Well, green-white enchantments, I should say. Oh, I'm picking my hair again. Gotta watch out for that. Alright, so this probably won't do anything for the whole game. We'll just run out the treasure map. There's no counter spells or discard spells, though. This is pretty nice. There's an enchantment, but it goes to the graveyard eventually. They do kind of play with their graveyard a little bit, but not, like, too much. Let's just see what's in their hand. They have one creature, and it's basically Sithis, but like a... not Sithis one. Yeah, we'll just try to casket it, I guess. Seems reasonable. They have something that eats an Eldest Reborn now, though. I could just wait for a Fumigate, but then they draw maybe like too many cards. No, they just aren't playing it on 3. That's really weird. This gives us a chance to... I think I'm only going to get one clue or a suspect counter on this, no matter what, so I might just play it now. It is a 2-mana draw 2 in that case. I mean, over the course of a few turns, because it costs mana to do that. Yeah, because if I don't play it now, I'm probably not going to get anything on it. Eye of Vecna. It is another card draw engine. And Azur's Gateway is kind of like a jumpstart card, like the draw discard thing. And I am kind of a fan of that. I assume they have a 1-mana enchantment, otherwise this doesn't make sense. Okay, they do. Because you just play this last turn and play a more expensive enchantment. Still kind of a weird line in my opinion, but I mean, it works here, I guess. Something you can do. Don't really care about the tax on this. We pretty much play at sorcery speed. Alright, play your commander. Well, that's only a 2-drop, right? No, it's that one. It's the other Ajani. That's really annoying. And this is another game where we actually don't have... like, Calyx exiles my commander, so it doesn't die. So it's another game where we can't have Edgar die reliably. Wow, this is actually really annoying. I guess I gotta find maybe a removal spell. Thoughtseize is probably better than a random draw. Make sure I don't sacrifice that, because you know I'm going to do that eventually. We can maybe get this token with a Glasket. They have Wilt. Rest in peace. Okay, we'll take that, and we will cycle... Actually, we can just sack this now. Sure. Okay, so if they don't -2 again, I can casket Eldest Reborn. They just do? Okay. Interesting. I wonder if they play Rest in Peace. I kind of hope they do. Okay, they take back their Sithis. Well, it's literally Sithis. And they decline to cast it. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. But they made another token, so that's off the table. I guess my opponent's just respecting... I don't know, sweepers. It would be nice to hit a... board wipe again. We found a Bajuka Bog, so I can take care of Wilt. But they already messed with their graveyard. They already Balagit recovered something. Yeah, we just Bajuka Bog. Just play tap man. Play Azur's Gateway. Probably loot a land. Get rid of you. And we'll play the... don't want to do that. 5 cards of different mana values are exiled. Flip it. But it doesn't really flip into anything exciting. At least not for us. So they do play Rest in Peace. Probably just to cycle it, though. We're not upset about that. But again, that's another avenue that makes it so I can't do my thing with Edgar. That's useless. That's useless. I mean, even a tutor would have been nice. Now we're just dead. We have to, like, deal with one of these tokens. Yeah, well, I mean, I can, so I guess I have to. I can deal with 2 of them? I have to probably take out this enchanter. So I have to play Glass Casket. It's also just less damage I'm taking. So they can O-ring anything. I wonder what they O-ring here. Probably Eldest Reborn? Oh, well, it doesn't have a use because there's no graveyards. Yeah, I don't know. We could just plus it for action. They just had one of their few things that deals direct damage to us, and we're now just falling behind because of it. Yep. Is it worth it to loot here with the treasure token now? I don't think so. Well, maybe it is, actually. See 1 card deeper. That's not useful. Also, I don't have to flip it, right? I can just not do that. Well, we technically found a sweeper, but it costs too much mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's too much mana. I can't tutor for anything. Bantu's Last Reckoning. 1, 2, 3. If we had an untapped land, we could still find Bantu's. I don't run the card, but if I did, we could do that. Don't think gaining a life is relevant. Just play a man land instead. So I have a chump blocker in the form of my commander. No, I don't, because they can just kill it. Yeah, we're just dead then, huh? We can tutor for a 1-mana removal spell? And then I can just bin a land, I guess? Bin a tap land? I guess this is kind of useless. Yeah, just mill that out. It's getting exiled anyways. So, gotta do this. And can they grow this token immediately? 2, so they get 1 there. Can they get another one from anything? Target attacking creature for each other attacking creature. And gains double strike. Okay, I'm dead if they level up their paladin class, but it seems as though they didn't see it. That would have killed me. Wait, what does this do? Okay. They said, oops, I don't know what they did. Alright, we have another shot at finding something. That's not it. I can't pay life anymore off of this. We can tutor for a legendary that doesn't do anything? I don't believe there's any legendary that gets me out of here, so I should lead with this to just have more mana. We have double removal spell now. Not enough. Double removal spell with a chump block. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have 4 mana, and this is 5, so I can't do that. Alright, let's see if there's something I can find. Profane Command? No, that's not enough. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do it now. Alright, I mean... We're technically not dead? Right? Because I can kill one, and they did not level up the Paladin class last turn. Okay. What up, Volkmar? Just playing some black-white Edgar. Alright, I mean, we're still alive somehow. Opponent finds another copy of Sithis. What do you cast out here? None of this seems particular. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sure. I don't even know what saves us now. Just a top deck sweeper. Well, we hit one, I guess. It doesn't deal with the command their board though. Yep, we gotta cast it. Actually, this is good because I can now kill 1, 2, 3. No, I don't have mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm one short of activating that. So I can just play this and threaten them. Alright. I'm about to hit 150 hours in Elden Ring. Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh, come on. They just hit, like, the best card ever. I mean, it doesn't reanimate anything, but it's pretty good here, I'd say. Although, exiling that is not particularly too good. I kind of figured they were going to hit the... Well, actually, I guess it was the only thing they could hit. Oh, still can't do that. So, Mortify... I can't take out this, just don't have the ability. You gotta kill a Johnny. And I will run out this and play this. Alright, I mean, if they ever find a manland, we're in trouble. I doubt they have, like, Questing Beast, though. It's just too many cards. Although we have seen arguably more cards than they have. Okay, what do you borrow time? Glass Casket? Yeah. Yeah, this is literally just Sithis. I don't see why you're not just playing Sithis. I probably just should have scooped when this game started. This is just lame. I'm just playing one of the best decks ever with like a different commander. I think it's like the exact same list that you would just run anyways. Alright, cool. We can move on now. Probably should have moved on a while. But we did save... We did survive for a while. Maybe cast Edgar and then, like, manland block, but that doesn't... No, they have the minus on the Calyx to remove a blocker. Yep, it was really just a Johnny. If it wasn't for a Johnny, maybe we could just kind of stay at parity with them, but it was too much pressure, and it just really messed up my Eldest Reborn, like, a lot. It was like one of the best cards against my Eldest Reborn. Gonti's an interesting one. Alright, we can slow Gonti down. Suppose I will. Well, I kind of have to right now, otherwise I get to play it, so... It can steal Approach and I'll never know, unless they cast it for some weird reason. Double Mana Rock. Alright, so this into this. And then I have a bunch of tutors. Oh, well, that's really good. I cannot currently kill it. 2 cards. Put one to my hand, the other goes away. Conquers Death and Eldest Reborn? No, we just want Conqueror's Death and just get rid of a land here. What's just not good? Teferi's Protection probably isn't good. Conqueror's Death isn't really doing anything. I think Vanishing Verse is just better. So we'll take Vanishing Verse and get rid of Teferi's Protection. Where are you, Vanishing Verse? I just saw you. Yeah. That's a weird tutor. We could look into having some value that we put into the graveyard that we can use, but there's not a lot of cards that like really do that. Yep. Alright, well we hit a land, but we have no idea what they're going to hit. They can find a discard spell immediately, and that obviously would not be good. They did not. Alright, so we can play 6, and then Blood in the Snow, but it doesn't kill everything. Alright, we're just going to Vanishing Verse this. Play Azur's Gateway. Play Mirror. Really? Okay, they just have nothing? Sure. Yeah, we're gonna Blood in the Snow. I don't expect Edgar to, like, survive, honestly. Just, we're against a mono black deck, but at least it doesn't get exiled this game. So I can play it next turn. They get another, I guess, Gaunty activation, too. We have an answer to Faceless Haven as well. I don't really care about Gaunty itself. Not really. Well, unless it hits something, like, spicy, I guess. Another Liliana. Great. These token generating commanders, or why do I keep calling planeswalkers commanders? These token generators are just crazy. Yeah, we can play this. Doesn't matter what color. Let's do black. And we pass. Gotta not confuse my mana rocks with my weird looting locks. My looty rocks. We have 1 mana currently. Did they mill a creature? No. Milled 2 lands that time. There are some exile effects in black, but not too many. But there are some, and I'm sure they're running all of them. Like the 4 mana removal spells, Vraska's Contempt, Eat to Extinction, Baleful Mastery. We're also running them too, which they can obviously steal. Okay, they hit Phyrexian Arena. Great. I'm going to get that out of the way so I can at least swing. Is this a zombie? It is not a zombie. Alright, so we can get Approach the Second Sun and then try to finagle it so they can't steal it with Gaunty. I'm sure there's a way to do that. We could just find another answer to another Planeswalker in play. That might just be the smart thing to do. One, two, three. Yeah, we'll just get Conqueror's Death. I think we just gotta play it smart. And no attack. But they stole a really, really good card. And we have no cards in hand. If they kill Edgar, we go down to like Super low. Actually, they stole 2 cards from us that draw a bunch of cards, come to think of it. Treasure Map and Phyrexian Arena. Why are they cracking these? What? Oh, Invoke Despair. Cool, we're dead. I don't know why they spent treasures on that. Seems kind of weird. Wasting your treasures, but sure. It doesn't matter. We are just dead no matter how they cast it. Yep, we just completely got drowned in value. That sucks. Maybe we go up some spot removal and down some board wipes. That's reasonable. Especially with so many tutors where you have like fairly consistent access to a sweeper. So we don't really need to go so heavy into them. And just run a little bit more spot removal. Though honestly, the Planeswalkers are just drowning us in value. Kenrith is an interesting one. No black mana, but we have 2 cards that draw. Phyrexian Arena draws later. But the problem is if it's a shrine deck. You know what? I'm going to keep it. If it's a shrine deck, then this isn't actually terrible. Okay, well, don't ever do that if you're like, if you want to play Magic. Just whatever my opponent just did is probably not ever right. I don't think you should do that. I'm going to take Tome of the Infinite Mind so it doesn't just run away with the game. Because Essica face up isn't scary and they're kind of far from the other side of it. Alright, now it's just gone. Yeah, we'll take that. That can be a problem, so let's not deal with it. Sarkhan? What? Okay, so it's Super Friends? Well, the Prismatic Bridge would make you think it's Super Friends. Okay, you made a Shivan Dragon. That is adorable. We have to scribe for land. That is, funny enough, a not very good board wipe in the face of Shivan Dragon. Well, if they don't draw a land, we can avoid... Well, I guess we can't avoid that. This can go away. We're just spamming Shivan Dragons. We can kill this, but then we can't play our lands, so that's kind of reckless. Do we play this out? It kind of just dies to this. But I think that's fine, because they'd have to block. If they don't draw a land again, they can't block. But I'm not killing Sarkhan with it, so it's not super useful. Actually, you know what? I should have scryed. Yeah, I wasted a scry. I should have just waited till the Cosmos Elixir happened. That made no sense. That's my bad. We're closer to the life gain, I guess, now. But that was a mistake. Alright, they have 3 Shivan Dragons in hand. Cool. Let's draw now. Can hit a land. Well, sort of, but not quite. Yeah, we're gonna deal with this. That is not great against what they have. But it's not terrible because I can play something next to it in the same turn. And blowing this up is alright in this spot. Alright, they found the 5th mana so they can play Kenrith. Although Kenrith isn't super scary. We do have a sweeper, we just have to like... What, we need a black source to cast it? Yeah. We'll just deal with this. And I think drawing is better than not drawing here. Just playing the Guardian Island because I'm looking for something specific. Found it. That is good as well. Alright, 2 lands in a row. What do they do with Kenrith here? Just 2 counters or something goofy? No, I think you draw a card before you would put 2 counters on things for no reason. Alright, so they beat us up for a little. We get rid of this nonsense. Shivan Dragons are annoying, but we can maybe deal with them all. That's technically doing that. I think we want that. We have the 6 mana source. Yeah, this seems fine. I assume they'd drawn another land because they drew 2 cards last turn, not just 1. It does have to be a red source untapped. Alright, it is not the case. They found a red source, so that's good. Looks like they have another land in hand, though. Yep. Was not red. Alright, so we play you. Or do we play Edgar? Now, Edgar doesn't block any of this, like, at all. So I don't want to do that. We're done with mana. Alright, well, they just found that, so now they can just play Emergent Ultimatum. I'm not sure if it always wins in this format. I don't know. Let's find out. In a 5-color deck, probably. I don't know what the 3 cards are, but it probably just wins the game on the spot. Could have, like, looked into discarding it, but told me Infinite Mind would just be too much value, and I'd just struggle bust to deal with it. So they wanted... What? You exile just these 2? That's kind of annoying, but I don't care about my hand if I'm continuing to draw cards. And I don't really care if you take an extra turn. So just get rid of this. Yeah, that seemed kind of weird. I feel like there was certainly a better set of cards. But yeah, we lose the cards in our hand, but we're just drawing more than 1 card a turn, which is fine. Our opponent has nothing in play. I feel like that could have been way worse. Okay, they do not play a Shivan Dragon. They want to give Shivan Dragons haste as they go, because all their mana taps are red, and these have fire breathing. They can give it haste and put a counter on it. We can get Edgar online, too, if we don't draw anything better, which we probably won't. We'll see. Alright, well, we kind of did. 6. We have to deal with... We can't, though. We can't deal with this. Yeah, because they play Shivan Dragon, and then they just give it haste, and we die in the air. And this isn't enough, because this gives haste and trample. So I can't. I think we're dead, actually. Man, this is really just disappointing. Maybe my opponent doesn't see it. I literally can't. There's nothing to tutor for that would save me, so I have to just do this. Alright, well, if they don't, for some reason, like, put a counter on it, I can block it with a Guardian Idol and kill Kenrith. But then we're just taking damage from a Shivan Dragon twice. Well, rather, they get to untap with one. Alright, now we're literally dead. They just take an extra turn. And, of course, they had a Legendary that we couldn't deal with. So, again, we just dwindled away with no value, which is really weird because we have so many ways to draw a million cards, and it's just, like, really not working. So many ways. Here, let's actually drop some expensive sweepers because they don't seem too ideal. You don't really need to run, like, so many. We do play with our life total a lot, so maybe Bolas's Citadel is also not super good. We could, like, run Liliana instead, or Ujin, because they kind of draw cards. Yeah, we can get rid of that. Yeah, alright, we can drop some of this. For spot removal, for value planeswalkers. I'd rather just put something in my deck that costs, like, 1, 2, or 3, though. And I think we're going to be looking at instance. Doomblade. No, we don't want Dark Ritual, I don't think. We're not cheating anything strong into play. I don't like either of the black or white March. Actually, you know what? The white one's alright. The white one's alright. Do I own it? Not sure I do. Also, it's not an instance, so it doesn't matter. I might own it. I feel like I do. Is that where we want to be? Also, what are we looking for with Search for Glory? We did take out our Planeswalkers. What is that tutor for specifically? Actually, nothing. That might be wrong. It's either wrong to play this or wrong to just have big legendary, like, things to find with it. We can play Invoke, which I do like. We're not playing Vraska's Contempt. Spot removal for creatures isn't super exciting when we have sweepers, but spot removal for planeswalkers is pretty nice. March of Wretched Sorrow. I don't like going down like that many cards to just kill something. Or, well, potentially. Invoke Despair is probably just good enough, though. Let's just put that in here. I liked it last time, so. Settle... No, we're done with the board wipes. Teferi's Protection also doesn't seem like it's going to be useful. We usually tap out on our own turn. And we're not protecting creatures, and there's way less answers to artifacts and enchantments, and maybe we can just try without it. Yeah, whatever card I consistently like bin with a final parting is probably just not good enough to like run. Arguably. This is another tutor. Do I like this one, though? Feel like we have enough. Though. Maybe you can never have too many tutor effects. Yeah, we can just run a spot removal spell. Infernal Grasp. Yeah. Is there any Planeswalkers things outside of Vraska's Contempt we're not running? Why do I keep... I don't have to filter by that. I don't believe so. I don't like the Elder spell. Oh, there is Hero's Downfall. There is Hero's Downfall. Oh, it's already in the deck, excuse me. Just haven't seen it. I'm used to it being a rare, too. Because when it first came out, it was. It took me a long time to even realize it came out in that weird college set. Whatever you call it. No, wait, this is not that set. This is that other one. The, Strixhaven, that's what it's called. But it's not from Strixhaven. Don't like these. I think Vraska's Contempt would be the next one if we were going to run another. And I think I will. Do we want, like, a disenchant effect? I don't think so. Also, Eldest Reborn, I think there's been 2 games where it has been kind of completely, like, blanked by a token-generating Planeswalker, which is, like, the best thing against it. My original assessment, the reason I was, like, off of Eldest Reborn, however long ago that was, I think it was, like, 2 months ago or something, is just because there's too many tokens and randomly, like, scattered throughout the format. Speaking of Eldest Reborn, this is a pretty good Eldest Reborn matchup, given how this deck operates. You really don't want them to be on the play, but can't always get what you want. We do have 2 removal spells and kind of an infinite spamming blocker until it gets flying, which is quite quickly. I'm sorry, Mox Amber? Whoa. Mox Amber, that's kind of cool. I mean, it lets you immediately put something on it. Immediately leave a protection spell up as as well. Or do something like this. Alright, well, Eldest Reborn just got worse. But we have board wipes, which are just as good usually, unless they have some way to give this indestructible, which is not impossible. I don't expect us to be able to despark anything, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Okay, this is the... Okay, sure. Alright, well, we can attempt to Mortify. I think I'd like to do it immediately. But, I think we'll just pass. Discard a card, deal return permanent 2 or less. They don't have anything to pitch to it, which is interesting. Let's see, they put it on the token, that would make sense. Yep, go to combat. I go to kill this, see what happens. Dies immediately, that's good. They can't recast it. This is also offline. They don't have any legendaries. In this turn we'll play Edgar. And then next turn we can Crux of Fate. Because I want to sweep this weird thing that they're about to... The Restoration Angel. It's a 3/4 angel, right? No, it's a 3/4 Fox Monk. Oh no, that's toxic. Can't attack, block, or crew. No. Should have expected that. Okay, so we probably have to sweep the board. They did miss a land. So non-dragon. We say no to this. Decline. And the first time I did this, I messed it up. Alright, so Edgar is finally doing something. It only took 4 games or 5. I think this is the 5th. I don't know. Alright, they have a cute little 2/2. And then they're done. Nice. Alright, yeah, it really is just about Light Paws. But they had a wide range of things. I like the idea of these sagas kind of doing things, but they don't work well with this. Like, you don't get a free card because it doesn't enchant your commander. And they are pretty good at like avoiding board wipes, sort of, because they stay as like a non-creature for a while. And if my answer to this is a sweeper, you can like make it so I have to cast it before you flip this or something. But if that isn't the case, which it really wasn't this time, you just see how it's not particularly strong to rely on something like this. Though this card is interesting. This is interesting. We don't have anything to do with the 2 part of it, though. The first part's fine, and it flips into something kind of cool. It's cool. It's pretty random. It's so random, actually. Like all 3 of these like have nothing to do with each other. Such a weird... The Kamigawa sagas are just weird. Like 3 totally random abilities that don't tend to like synergize, right? It's just kind of weird. Although I guess technically Birth of Meletis is the same. You like get a plains, then you get a 0/4, you gain life. It's everything that you'd want to do early in like a control deck, though. There's some consistency. Hey, what up, Master Jedi? How you do? We do just fine. With our 2 lands and our discard spell against, what is this? 3 mana 3/3, blue-green. It's an ooze. The land is put in the graveyard, put a counter. Remove 3 counters, put it to your hand. When it leaves the battlefield, target land from your graveyard. Okay, so their commander doesn't really do anything at all if I ever find Rest in Peace. I'm not going to mulligan for it, though. Kind of a cool commander. Kind of really cool, actually. Never seen that. Alright, Mind Flayer is annoying. Actually, it's really annoying. No, it's not, because I sweep the board and I lose Edgar, and that's not terrible. Let's see if we can disrupt a ramp spell. Technically, yeah, we're going to take Explore there. I don't care about Wilt, really. I think we can live with Wilt being in this game. I'd rather disrupt them. Humility is good. Looks like we will take Wilt. Or do we just look for a land here? Because they're not going to Wilt if I get rid of this, and that's not... There's nothing in hand that I'm like, oh, I got to discard it, so... This is universal. I think this is universal enough to just want to run that. Alright, we did not hit a land, but they have a slow start. Hopefully they just play Lotus Field. They'll probably cycle Wilt before they would play Lotus Field anyways. They might just cycle it now. Though if I cast a discard spell, they won't. It looks like we can't. Doing alright. Doing alright. Okay. Sure. Okay, well that's pretty good. Really need another land. Gonna attack their hand, I guess. Time Warp. I guess we take Mind Flayer? No, I think we take Krasis because it draws cards. We can expel their commander when they go to, like, attack. We could have just held that up, but I think a discard spell is fine. I'll leave the 0/5 in play. There's a chance it does something important, blocking later. And I can always just, like, block whenever I choose. Alright, so we did not hit what we were looking for. They have no way to punish this right now. So we'll just do it. They'll probably cycle Wilt. They can find a counterspell if they do that. Right? They float blue off of Lotus Field. They did not. Although, I mean, there's still cards they can find. They found something? Nope, they did not. Okay. I did give them lands, but I can't really avoid that without Rest in Peace. Also, we're not really in the position to have... We just can't do that anyways, because we don't have any lands, right? They declined to... No, they have double tap land. I was about to say they declined to play their commander this time. They just couldn't. Teferi is going to get desparked. They've also made it so I've never been able to cast Sunset Pyramid, which obviously I would like to. Alright, we're going to now cast Sunset Pyramid. Let's do this now. They get to loot twice, though. It's kind of just like a Faithless Looting, though. 4 mana Faithless Looting. That's basically what they did. Now I get to play the Pyramid and pass. Alright, card draw engine number 1 is online. Sort of. I might be continuously tapping out for my hand, though. I really wish we had Rest in Peace. Ay, ay, ay. Ghostly Pilferer. Huh, that's an interesting one. Still no Sweeper. Hand looks a little weak. I guess I'll bait out the Mind Flayer? Yeah, we'll just bait out Mind Flayer, I guess. They also happen to play a card that immediately draws a card when I go to cast my commander in that very turn. Which, I guess happens sometimes. Now, if they find a counterspell, I'm almost screwed, but I guess we can try like twice, so it's not like terrible. I really want them to steal Edgar, though. That is not stealing Edgar. They can still do it if they find a land. I assume that's what they're trying to do. I would get rid of Transformation turns off Edgar, but that's fine. It does mean when it dies, it doesn't come back, I believe. Nope, they're not. Oh, they can still do it. They have Lotus Field. And it's the only way they can attack, so they basically have to do it. They don't do it. Wow. Is there anything fancy they can do? Not from what I see. Okay, I mean, if you want to trade with a wall, that's fine, but I think they're going to kill Edgar, I'd imagine. They pick up, what, 3 lands? They killed the wall and not my commander. Okay. Man, I wish I had Rest in Peace. Really wish we had Rest in Peace right now. Scute Swarm, okay. Sure. Alright, we have to play this as a land. And we are just snapping off a Sweeper. I'll just cast the one that's harder to, like, cast, I guess. Could have swung first, but I don't imagine that would work. Alright. This song and dance over and over. Another card where we wish we had Rest in Peace. Our Uro is probably in their deck somewhere, I imagine. Some weird cards, though. Alright, now we make 1/1s. This does have trample, though. I'm not going to respect any kind of counterspell. I'm just going to play Approach. Yeah, just play Approach. We have a way to dig deeper with Sunset Pyramid. We're at 29 to what seems to be like a blue-green beatdown deck. They do have an extra turn, but they don't have a massive board. We can wait for a discard spell, maybe find one eventually. That's another counter here. I'm surprised how many lands they... Like, how many lands can you run in blue-green historic that actually loop the graveyard? Now that they have Fabled Passage, I guess it's more spammable, but... They have the cycle lands, they have Lotus Field. I wonder if there really is enough. There's this as well. The older ones of these, too. I guess you really can. And discarding them as well, so... Something they're doing here, probably. If I were to take a guess... Okay, there goes Hermit. This is going to die anyways, but I can swing with it first and kind of get the same result. Can't really afford to respect sweepers. Not really. Could have gained, I guess, one more life because it would block and trample, but... Alright, let's play a land and go to combat, see what happens. I wonder if they just take it? No. Opponent's not letting me play 4D chess with them. Let's see if this works. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't. Like, we're not under immense pressure. Okay, they're just putting it to hand instead of anything else. Which is kind of the same as dealing with it, except obviously it doesn't cost 1,000,000 mana. Yup, you pick those up, that's fine. What is that one? Bantu? I think we'll just leave up a removal spell instead of Sunset Pyramiding. I also don't see a reason to ever kill this in response to anything. It doesn't necessarily incur value. It's like an Uro, except you don't have the ability to draw cards. It's just like picking up lands over and over, which is essentially drawing cards, but not quite the same. Alright, we'll kill this now. They did not play a land in response. Like, they didn't play a land first, and then have, like, Fabled Passage to trigger. Oh, there's a counterspell. Alright. Well, it's out of the way. Opponent's aware this is going to happen, so they must have another counterspell? Otherwise, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But I suppose you never know. They're keeping the cards. That was a huge draw. I guess we can draw here first. That was not as exciting. Yeah, let's rest in peace. That's really good. And then I kill Tatyova. Think so. I don't want them drawing cards. Actually, we have to kill Mind... Yeah, we have to kill Mind Flayer. Unless they just steal my commander with mass manipulation instead, which is kind of reasonable, all things considered. And it's just one card here. I'm not gonna... Their hand is full. Alright. So if they go to combat, I can maybe do something. Barring any removals, or counterspell, that is. They do not attack with Tatyova. We are probably going to try to trade if this resolves. I feel like you would snap off a counterspell if you had it, so... Good news for us, I guess. Could be a bounce spell, but I'm not terribly frightened of that. Alright, that was very ideal. Everything we needed to have happen. Or our game plan just happened, I should say. We can replay our commander next turn. It does get stolen, though. I probably might not ever just... I probably just won't ever cast it, right? Because they just steal it, and I, like, put myself in the back foot for no reason. Voracious Hydra for 4... Then it goes up to 8. We draw land. I scryed because I'm an idiot. That would have been a colossally good card right now. Well, not really. We'd lose 9 life, but it's obviously better than what we're going to do. Okay, so I can discard Mass Manipulation. I really forgot. I misclicked my scry. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Could have killed this. Hopefully that doesn't cost me the game. Did that just cost me the game? Hold on. I think that did cost me the game, didn't it? Because they can take an extra turn, hit us for, what is that, 22? That may have very well cost us the game. Not drawing the removal spell immediately and casting it. That is unbelievable. Well, maybe there's still hope. That does not stop me from drawing with it, so 1, 2. It didn't matter regardless, because I obviously can't play approach next turn anyways. Oh, right, wait, did it though? 1, 2, 3, 4. It did stop me from playing it. But we're dead. Great. I guess not killing this cost me the game, because I forgot to draw off of my Sunset Pyramid. Unbelievable. I mean, we might still just be dead, though. That was really close. Wow. If we had Rest in Peace earlier, it would have been real good, but we have so many tutors. Did we find any? I don't think we did. I don't think we cast a single tutor that game. I'm trying to think. I don't think we did. Cling to Dust might be better than Rest in Peace, because Rest in Peace messes up Edgar. But usually a clean answer to your opponent's graveyard is where you want to be, I think. Though you can disrupt them maybe enough with a Cling to Dust. Also, Cling to Dust draws cards. Yeah, we'll look into that. We'll look into that. I don't like them back to back or in the same deck, because one just turns off the other. I don't like cards just being completely inoperable. Oh my god, it's Angrath. Alright. This hand seems decent. Can they steal it and kill it? Nope. That's good for us. We have a lot of removal, some discard. Make sure I get a plains here. Lion Sash. Yeah, that's another one that might be interesting. Though it is very weak when it's your only creature, because it dies to your opponent's entire deck. So I'm not super big on it. All of these are a little annoying, but this one's coming in immediately. I'll just exile it. Also, it's a really good card to exile, so. If I can, like, reconfigure reliably an Edgar, maybe? But I think at that point I'd prefer to just play Cling to Dust, because it, again, just draws me cards. Are we leaving up a removal spell? I think I'd rather just play this and leave up a loot. Wait, is this only sorcery? Yeah, it's only sorcery. I was supposed to loot on my own turn. Though I do like my whole hand. But it's still right to just always loot anyways. Should have just looted there. That was a mistake. Thought it was an instant. Alright. Yeah, we'll loot. Oh, I discard before I draw. Alright, maybe it wasn't always right. Because I probably wouldn't have... I would not have discarded any of these cards. Alright, so we play this black. Do we play this or leave up Infernal Grasp? No, our opponent's probably going to just play a Planeswalker. I'd rather just play this. What do they have at instant speed there? I don't know. What did they have at instant speed? Opportunistic Dragon. Okay. Probably makes sense to attack my mana. At least that's what I would do. No, they don't do it. I feel like that's what you should have done. Though I can't really punish you, yeah. Alright, that's reasonable. Let's see, this is a weak creature, so maybe this is something we want to cast right now. Just lose 3. In the case they, like, do some crazy stuff. And I'll leave up Infernal Grasp. Although they have 2 Planeswalkers, and... yeah, hitting them for 2 isn't necessarily relevant anyways. We just want to downfall Angrath. They do not cast Angrath. Interesting. Do you just 0 here? I mean, you have to. You have nothing else to do. They can sack the token. I'm sure they will. Okay, this currently is not a rest in peace board state, so I'm not going to cast it, because obviously Edgar doesn't want me to play it. I could just get rid of it immediately, and I am going to loot now, so yeah, this is probably reasonable. That's an alright one. We milled a land, rip. They do not swing with this first, they just crack it now. They had 2 mana from the tower if they didn't do that. But they can still cast this regardless, doesn't matter. I think I would have waited maybe, just hit me for 1 if that matters, maybe it just doesn't. This transforms, but I believe it stays tapped. Yeah, and it dies to Ingrass stealing it, so I don't even know if I want to flip it, because I just take 4 for no reason, right? The exiling part is not terribly relevant either. Alright, so of the cards in my hand, Nightmare is probably the weakest. That is fine. I think that lets me just do this for 2. And then I can Agonizing Remorse still. They go up a card, but, I mean, we're at a state, we're yet again a board state like this where we just don't have as many cards as our opponent. Useless, annoying, but not terrifying. Huh. Alright, I guess I'll take this one. Their hand is honestly very weak. In fact, it's so weak I'm fine with just looting away this Infernal Grasp. Mortify. Alright, milling over that. Alright, so we now have a 4/4 that will now die to probably anything, I don't know. They could just play Angrath and steal it. We'll never really get to stick Edgar, but if we can have the tokens do something, it seems nice. They probably just steal it, right? It kind of makes sense to do that. Just steal it because it dies. Unless they don't think it dies for some reason. I believe the mana cost of this card is 2 when it's on its backside. When its booty is up. But I don't know for certain. Looks like that is not what they want to do. They want to play this and sacrifice it to the tower in response to its own trigger. They do not do that. I feel like... Well, wait a minute. If you were going to do that, shouldn't you have played this first? And then... Oh, no. Wait, that would be reckless. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Of all the things they could have done, that is certainly a thing you could do. We're not terribly scared of that. So we get a white here? Yeah, we get a white. Let's keep them even. Have nothing to do but play this. I don't care about this at all. In fact, if they sacrifice my commander, which they probably will, we just flip it, and we're not terribly upset. Could have, held off a turn and killed this, but I feel like that's not getting me anywhere, because Angrath is going to plus away. Why are you not swinging with the merchant? Does it have to tap? Nope. Why did they not swing with it? This makes no sense to me. Alright. Decline. Well, they drew Witch's Oven, meant obviously taking a... Do I have to do anything immediately? Or can I just sit on these? Oh, they didn't swing because of my car. Yeah, right, I'm dumb. They didn't swing because it would kill Angrath immediately with my Guardian Idol. Makes more sense. I just didn't see it till it was my turn, because that's how I roll. Whoop. Alright, so we can start generating tokens. We now have tokens to block our own Edgar when they probably steal it at some point. They got Treasure to just play this again. We lose the last card in our hand, but they don't have anything to target with it anyways. And we start gaining some life. Not a ton, though. But this isn't a terrible spot to be in, I'd say. They might just steal a token. No, that's stupid. They don't steal a token. Just take the last card in my hand. Yeah. Alright, Humiliate. That is a card I can cast immediately. Of these, I think I'm going to take that one. Put a counter here. That was actually a really good draw for us. Put a counter on a lifelink creature when you're getting kind of low is good. Also more damage on Angrath. Now it can't -3. The plus is kind of annoying. They can kill this token, obviously, but it still dies unless they have something. Because Edgar comes back next turn, and then we have a 2/2. Okay. This is a red card, which we do not see in hand. That's not good. I can't imagine it's like a red sweeper, though. Goat Nap? Oh my god. Do I block here? No, I don't think I can afford to. Just take it. That is really spicy. Wait, we played Goat Nap in our Angrath deck. That's cool. I've never seen anyone do that. No one's ever Goat Napped me, dude. That's great. Yep. They draw, what, 2 cards this way? Yeah. Alright, well, that's not good, actually. Yeah, because now they have a removal spell for this other token, and I'm sure they'll just fire it off. Probably. Well, no, we can still kill Angrath with the Guardian Idol, so it's not the end of the world. Claim the Firstborn. What? Isn't it better to just not do that? Don't you just kill it with this? Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I feel like that's what I would do. Arena was a good draw. Though I don't know if we can afford to cast it. I don't know. We'll see if this kills Angrath first. If I don't cast it, I probably lose it. Do we tap Edgar? We're not killing our opponent with damage, right? It's just not going to happen. So we'll just not do that. There's a lot of active trees and effects, and I don't want them to, like, I don't know, steal something and I get into a huge... This is just a huge issue because I did that. So we lose this if I don't play it. But if I do... I think I can't play this because I lose life too fast, and then they have to plus twice, and I die. And I'm not going to rely on these 2/2 tokens to undo this. I'm just going to play it, though. I'm just going to play it. This is like the worst time to draw that, too. But, I mean, alright. Alright, so they play Angrath, they plus, we get on a 3, but... Angrath costs 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they can't recast it. Okay, so it's all about that last card in their hand, because the removal spell doesn't really impact us that much in any way. Unless they kill the 2/2 and they, like, math it out that that's a reasonable thing to do. If they have an active treason effect, killing the 2/2 would just almost kill me. Well, whatever the card is, it's giving them choices, I guess. They didn't just snap it off. Alright, so this is bad. That's what we did not want to see. Okay. That is a horrible draw. That is a horrible draw. Is there anything we can mill into immediately? I don't think so, but I'll do it anyways. Nope. Got nothing. Alright, well, we have nothing, and I don't have a token, and I'm not going to try to block with my Guardian Idol. I don't think I'm winning if I do that, so I'm just going to swing. Yeah. I mean, it puts us in the game a little bit longer, but it's just not going to... I don't think that's reasonable. That's so much life. Alright. But yeah, I could have done that. In this not dying, they wouldn't sacrifice it because obviously it would be bad to do that. And that kills us? Yep. If they minus, which I'm sure they will, not plus. Cool. That's annoying. So yeah, we could have blocked there, but I don't think that's really where we're just not getting out of anything doing that. But I guess I could have. Right? It was a way to see the next turn. They couldn't just cast Angrath. They had to have Dark Ritual. And of course they had it, so... Alright, we've won 2 games, but we're just we're just drained. We're just like running out of value. We're just running out of value, right? Like even if this was a Cabal list, I feel like we're just falling behind, which is kind of crazy because we have so many things like this, and it just doesn't seem like that's going to happen a lot, and it is happening a lot. All right, so we're against Merfolk. Too much Hearthstone. They're on the play. Alright, I'll keep it though. Eye of Vecna's good. Cosmos Elixir's good. They're blue-green. Maybe not too many answers to these things. So we'll see. Found our land. That's nice. It's nice, nice. Do they have a 0-mana card there? Oh, they did. They did. Alright, they just waited till they drew. Like a smart person. They draw Realm Walker. Alright. Card advantage engine number 1 for the opponent. Random Merfolk, sure, whatever. There's a bunch of random Merfolk that don't really do anything. We need second white. Enters the battlefield, counter, proliferate, sure. We just play Vecna here, yeah. First time you play it is kind of just draws itself, right? God, this card is very satisfying. It is dangerous, though. It is a very steep cost. Well, it can be. Alright, I have to kill that immediately. I can't wait for a sweeper. Knowing my luck, my opponent will play like 3 1-mana Merfolk off the top. However, I can just draw a card and be max greedy. But I think we have what we need to win the game from hand. I don't feel... Oh yeah, now we do. We have 2 untapped, so I can play this, find another sweeper, and I will. Because I think that's all that matters here. Fumigate seems like the best one. Although it's more expensive, but still. Gaining life back seems reasonable, especially when we're on an Eye of Vecna plan. Yeah, the only ones I wasn't losing card advantage was the red-green ones, which you would not expect, but yeah. All my blue decks are like, alright, we're out of gas, and we're dead. We're dead. Alright, do we respect Spell Pierce? No, we don't. If you have Spell Pierce, congratulations. You are a MLG player. Opponent has something. How do you not just snap the Spell Pierce off? Oh. Okay. Unsummon? Why is that in their deck? Are there Merfolks that do spicy things over and over? I don't think so. I mean, it protects something, but so does Heroic Intervention. I just really don't see that as being like the best one. So 4-mana 3/2. Search your library for a Merfolk. Put it on top. So it's just a Harbinger for Merfolk, but it costs 4. Okay. And then they get this thing, which is kind of annoying. We are going to play Cosmos Elixir, so we're not going to do that. Now, we will scry, just dig deeper. That is going away. Our opponent did not play a land last turn. That is almost good, but I think sweepers are just better, so... It doesn't let me see their hand, though. I wonder if they play... Do they play it? They do. Okay. So maybe they don't play it. Oh, it has Indestructible. Right. Alright, so they just always play it. Decline. Alright. Do you have the... They do not. Cool. So we have a Swords for this card. Another Sweeper is where we want to be. That's good. I'm sure they can play 2 Merfolk. Okay, they drew a land for the turn. Oh, please don't be a Merfolk off the top. Just cast it from hand. It was a Merfolk off the top, and it was the best one ever. Oh my god. Decline? No, we gotta pay for this. Yeah, auto-pay. Yeah. Oh my god. Alright, well, cool. You have Force of Negation? Or Pact of Negation? What is going on, dude? What is happening? Am I dead? No, I'm not dead. Not dead. Am I? Oh, I am dead. Wow, that's insane. Unbelievable. They also had a 2-mana. It was the perfect. Can't get too upset. That's insane though. I guess I was wrong. Apparently they just had we had all the sweepers, and then we played against a deck with an indestructible creature that was also drawing cards. Like, every time I feel like we're in a position we want to be, or we get into some favorable position, our opponent has like the pan-ultimate answer for it. Like, it feels like it happens so often. Though you could argue we just observe it every time it does happen. That's insane. I mean, we had kind of the answer to that if we had that still, but Pact of Negation meant nope, I didn't have an answer to anything. Mono red, and it is the one that is really good against sweepers. I think we keep this though. It's when they die, right? Of course they're on the play. Mono red, why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be? Yeah, it's when they die, so I can exile it at least. We need a white. Devotion of red. Dies. Yeah, it's just when it dies. So I can exile on odd. Hopefully they just play their commander next turn and I get to like do some very dirty things to them. Which one do we cast? Does it matter? Not really. Magda. What? Okay, we'll take Magda. Certainly just advantage with that card, right? What does this even do? I don't care. Okay. Alright, so we just name odd. Well, when we get to it. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Take this? Because I'm gonna name odd. Yeah, we're gonna take this and incentivize them to play Bonecrusher Giant as a creature, which I'm sure they want to do given how their commander plays instead of Stomp. Nope. I would have absolutely just played it there. I think this is wrong. I mean, in hindsight, it's right, but I think it's wrong to do that. It's not what you should do here in this instance. All right. Yeah, it obviously played out Omega perfect for them, but... So, does it matter which one we swords? Not really. I don't believe so. So we just swords this one? I mean, targeting Bonecrusher isn't a good idea, so... Okay, I don't know why they just... Why... What? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. They just gain less life. I mean, I'll take it, but we're not killing them regardless with damage. We do have Edgar, which is a solid blocker. No, let's not take 3 damage for no reason. Or 4 damage. Alright, well, I mean, we sorta are not dead, right? That's cool. We drew, like, the worst card in our deck because we don't want to play it. Our opponent will incorrectly kill this, I kind of hope. No, they didn't. Oh, wait, no, this is a sorcery. They still can. Okay, I don't have an answer for that. Not a clean one. Eye of Vecna will almost certainly kill me, but I don't really have a choice. I think I'm going to do this first. I don't know, it could wind up doing something. I don't want them to just have that. It doesn't matter what color I get, really. I can't play Eye of Vecna, though. Not against this deck. Probably not. Which means I'm never going to cast a Lockvein, and I'm not dumping my hand, and yeah, this is rough, but it's what I gotta do, basically. Our hand is just dead. Well, that's not good. I gave them the mana to play that immediately. Although I'm sure they could just play it anyways and be fine, right? Oh yeah, they just played on their own turn. Doesn't really matter. Is there anything I could do about this? This exile, so no. Oh, they exiled it. They actually exiled it with an exile effect. So my mono red player has now exiled my card. So I don't get the sauce. Okie dokie. We're dead to a lot of things. Oh, we're just dead to that, right? Because we don't get a token immediately, right? Never mind, we were actually just dead. Could have played Gateway, look for a card, but yeah, no, all right. We just drew really bad cards for the given situation. That's unfortunate. Just really, really bad cards for the situation. Is there anything I can do about... No, no. Well, I'm not going to, like, hedge against aggro. If this was ranked and I had to, like... If 75% of my games are against aggro, like it would be in every ranked format ever, then I would worry about, like, kind of dealing with aggro decks differently, but it's just not, so... And they're surprisingly not as common as I would have thought. Aggro decks, that is. You would assume they're all over the place in this format, but not really. Like, I've always thought Winota was extremely strong, and I don't think it's strong enough compared to the other best things to do, which are actually not aggressive strategies. Like, Sithis and Brawl are actually pretty good against aggro decks. And, are we keeping this? Yeah. And that's just kind of funny, because they're not aggressive at all. Oh, wow, they have Leyline of Sanctity on 1. And that stops my check for traps. Alright, that's a reason to play this, I guess. I kind of hope they kept the hand just because of Leyline, because it's not really all that good. Like, I just have no respect for that card. Like, if you're a mono-white aggro deck, you don't want to go down a card to have this ability. It's just not worth it. Was this an aura? I might just Despark it, though. I mean, it might get a card out of my hand, but Despark might not do anything anyways. Resplendent Marshal. Enters the battlefield or dies, exits another creature card, blah, 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 counters. Okay, sorry. Random aggro nonsense. Let's see here. Alright, yeah, I'll Despark to look at the hand. I'll do it. I doubt I'll Despark anything else. I can Despark their commander, but I don't think that's what this game is about. Oh, Teferi's Protection. Okay, well, kind of have to take that one. Everything they have is flying, which means Edgar's not great. Probably have to just kill this Marshal with a Mortify. Yeah. Maybe they mess up and accidentally swing with the speaker. I doubt they will, but you never know. Well, this other card must be really good for them to decide to cast it over their commander. It looks like it kind of is. Oh, they did swing. They messed up. Yeah, they messed up. They did it. Nice. Now we get to kill this. Yeah, that's really nice. Ooh, Shame Concede. Shame Concede. Now, I don't think this was ever going to get here. Like, they had to be at, what do you start at 25? So, 32? They're getting, like, 1 a turn. How does this game any life whenever you cast a white spell? That was a weird... Wait a minute. Begin your upkeep. Draw a card if you're greater than... They were drawing 2 cards a turn. They were, because they had a way to gain life every turn. You're just casting a spell, simply. They did not need this. Obviously, it was a free trade, and they feel stupid about it, but... You didn't need this. Like, you're drawing more than I am, and my hand is bad. You don't know that, but... Yeah. Got him. Got him. Got him. Cool. Did we have to... I'm trying to think. We didn't even have to Despark, right? Like, we could have just not had... We could have just held on to Despark, honestly. And it was probably right to, because Leyline was only shutting down a few cards. I just happened to have one in hand. So I just, like, traded a 1-for-1 so I could simply 1-for-1 later with a discard spell. Or, well, rather, in the same turn. So maybe that it wasn't necessary. Their commander is a 4-mana card. But it does give immediate value, like you get an angel instantly. So it's not like dealing with it, like, solves the issue of the card, right? Speaking of aggro, this is probably not super aggressive. We have 2 sweepers and we're 1 land away from playing Magic, so I like this. Have some pretty cool opponents so far. I've liked what we've played against. Even that Merfolk deck was interesting. This feels like it's going to be Chatterfang or... No, Huatle. 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 But just this instead. Luminarch Aspirant. That's annoying. But not the end of the world. Land. No. First time we've seen this card, though. First time we've seen that. We only need one land to... No, it has to be a white source to cast this. But we still have this. Okay, they're doing a good job at just not, like, flooding the board too much. Okay, that's not good. Cracking Mindstone doesn't really get me anywhere, so... Alright, that's a card. You know what? I'll just do it again. Screw it. This is spammable. Eye of Vecna just over and over. I mean, we don't flip in anything reasonable. We can sack our own Edgar to this card to gain some life slowly, which is kind of cool, I guess. That's kind of cool. Alright, we did not draw anything. We have to name even, right? Yeah, even deals with tokens. Even deals with tokens. No second white source, though. Oh, this doesn't go away yet, huh? 2 power enters the battlefield. Okay. I would like to just kill anything they do, but I can't currently. I guess we just tutor for a land, right? I mean, we have key. We do have key. We don't have to tutor for a land. But that does mean I have to have this survive, which is kind of sketchy. Double approach in hand is great. That means we don't care about treasure map, right? Alright, so don't blow up my key. They're kind of choked on mana, so they might not have like time to do that if they're interested in actually beating me to death. So, we'll see. They could just leave up Heroic Intervention to Fairy's Protection the rest of the game and I lose that way. There's not really anything I can do about it. I could just snap off an approach, gain enough life to feel like it matters. Nope, they just sink everything into Esper Sentinel, except 1 mana. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Veil of Summer? That doesn't stop a sweeper. Especially one that isn't even a black card, right? We got the land anyways. I'm gonna just sweep the board here, let them draw a card. Yeah. I'm just gonna do that. I will pay, because I'm not doing anything else. I'm not gonna Argyle's Bloodfast myself. There's a couple haste threats, like Questing Beast, but it's not a token, so they might not be running it. Opponent is certainly not going to expect the second approach to the second sun. No pun intended. Let's not lose life for no reason. I mean, might as well play it as safe as possible. They can make a squirrel if they get rid of their treasure. Nope, they have something to do with it. 4, 5, 6 mana. Why would you not make a squirrel? Let's find out. That is fine. Alright, we did it. I hope. Yeah, alright, there's nothing they can do with 1 mana. Not in their colors. That is mad funny. Double approach. Ay. Now, this was a game where we... Let's see, was that necessary? Like, did we have to do this to survive? Because if it wasn't this, it was obviously just tutoring for the other one. But we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty close. Then let's see a pump spell. Craterhoof was not next turn, mana-wise. I guess they could, like, cast Literal Overrun, but I don't think they have that. Otherwise, if it wasn't for this, we could cast Edgar and a tutor. Probably do that and be fine to survive. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I could do that. So it wasn't super necessary we get the second approach, but obviously it's shaved a turn off of the combo. If we didn't have a tutor, it would still be like 7 turns. Argyle's Bloodfast felt pretty good there. So for missing lands, we actually did very well that game. It was quite surprising, especially something that plays so aggressively to the board. They never played a 1-drop that avoided my sweeper. Like everything was even. There was no 3s or 1s, which was nice. Another 2-lander, but it is another mono white deck, so the only thing that matters is this, and we have it. This cycles. I feel like every aggressive opponent has been on the draw or on the play. It's kind of just miserable, but it's going to happen. All right, so tap land. We don't have to Curse of Silence now. We just don't have to do that. We can just look at the hand, see what's going to be coming up. My opponent is playing Healer's Flock in their deck. That is really weird. They played a card we did not know about over something like this. I mean, the only reason... Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, actually. Yeah. Alright, I'll name Sarah. I could name a card in their hand, but I'd rather name their commander. Yeah, because I'm not going to shut down their hand in a reasonable fashion. They're always going to have something that's castable, and I don't get anywhere, really, right? Unless they have, like, a 1-drop, they play a land, they play this and something else next to it. Looks like that's not the case. There's a lot of white devotion in this. It's a cool-looking card. Can't say I've ever seen it. Can't say I have ever seen it. So I'll crack this. I think it's a little better than just playing Eye of Vecna. Seal Away. Why not? Alright, we will kill something just to pad our life total. We have triple Sweeper, and again, the only thing that matters is a land. I kind of want to replace Eye of Vecna with just a land, honestly. It's a steep cost to it, and if you're like not able to do it, Argyle's Bloodfast will let you do it immediately, right? It is kind of different. Now, I think we can, now that we drew a land, afford to just run out my Commander and just get this going in the face of our own Sweeper. Also, a chance to find another land for Fumigate would just be a little bit better here. Environmental Sciences. You could argue that should just be a land in your deck instead of a card. Now, it gains you 2 life and gets a card out of your deck, but I can't imagine that's particularly strong. Also, playing Edgar makes our opponent think we don't have anything, but I guess it didn't. So let's see. They have something they can cast right now. It can't be Teferi's Protection. In fact, it really can't be anything I'm too scared of. Alright, let's see what happens when I swing. Are we dead if they don't block and we take a bunch? Oh, Beta Protection spell? That's the only reason you block is the Beta Protection spell there. Okay. Alright, so it's not Teferi's Protection, and to the extent of my knowledge, there's nothing in white that's... Well, there is that one card that gives something indestructible. There's a couple, but I really don't think they have them. Yeah, it just didn't seem like they had it. Probably a Flash Creature? No, it was some form of protection spell. They wanted to leave it up to play around a removal spell on their own turn. That does not let them cast a double white card. Oh, I put it to the command zone. I knew something looked weird. Oh my god, my bad. Oh my god, why am I so bad at this game? I got distracted, I'm sorry. Wow, that was really bad. Alright, well, we move on. Obviously, Edgar, with being in play, is quite good, and it is not now, so we'll take that. Ephemerate's a strange one to see. We do get hit by an angel. We draw a card off of Curse of Silence, and I will... yeah. I could leave it in play to tax this. That's reasonable as well. But I don't think we're going to pull that off anyway, so... Let's see, we can take this damage and just kill their commander? What else does it do? It doesn't do anything, actually, so I could just leave it in play. And these are both even. Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, that's reasonable. Because otherwise, I like give them the ability to make another angel like immediately, and that doesn't seem like a good idea. That's funny, their emblem actually denies me to like kill them with damage, but that doesn't matter, right? If you control a creature, it's worship, right? The card worship. If you have a creature, you can't go under 1 life. From damage, at least. Did we draw here? Yeah. So they can make another angel next turn. I think I'm going to deny the ability to do that. This is really just... We're seeing the effect of what I did here. Is not play... Is putting Edgar to the command zone was a colossal mistake. Like, we're just seeing all of the mistake. It's making me not be able to use this soon, too, because I don't have the life-linking tokens. Sure, looks like they're going to do this anyways. It has Vigilance, I believe. It does. I'm sure they will minus. Yes, there's no reason not to. They can ephemerate a token so I don't gain life, but that's probably too cute, right? Just hold on to the ephemerate. 1 life is not going to change anything. Alright, so we run this out. Get some suspect counters on it. Heh yeah. I thought about running that in Madrotha. I think it's kind of a cool card. Sure. We are not going to do that. That is decent? Is it? No, I think casting Edgar's better, which means cast this first. Just run Edgar out. I mean, because this can test the Angel regardless. I imagine they're going to play an Angel. Oh, wow, they played that. But they take Edgar? Do you? Oh, I guess you do. Yep, take action. Because if I don't take that action, it gets exiled forever. I don't get it back when this dies. I've made that mistake before. We do not do this. Now, that's a very good ephemerate target. Fortunately, I have, like, the blowout with the instant speed removal spell. Well, if you consider it a blowout. One, two, three, four. Okay, I can't leave up 2 cards here, so we'll just draw. They certainly want to ephemerate immediately, so. I have a spicy selection of cards for them to take. They do not do it. Wow. That's weird. I feel like you should just snap that off, but alright. No, you don't have to. Sure. Okay, I mean, yeah, you can do this. Can I bait a... Yeah, alright, we can now seal away and Hero's Downfall, which I will do both, because they're obviously going to blink this. They're also tapped out. We get a 0/0. We do not draw. Angel's kind of big, so I kind of have to deal with both things in play. Well, no, I don't have to deal with their commander. I could just run this out. It is a lot of damage, though, but it's not, like, instantly killing me. Nah, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna play it safe. Because I still have things to do, right? I can still, like, draw cards and stuff. Another land, sure. I think I'll crack the Mind Stone now. We could just play this. I don't expect it to ever get any target. Yeah, we're just going to run this out. Just so I can, like, make them discard a card at some point here. What? Cleansing Nova? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sure. That sucks. Book of Exalted Deeds. And a 1/2. That is a really interesting card, I must admit. Alright, so now we deal with this so I don't have to deal with it later. Book of Exalted Deeds can be scary. Currently not super scary, but I mean at some point I suppose it will be. They need to draw 2 lands in a row to cast their commander, which is basically a turn of not doing anything in the meantime. Looks like they didn't draw anything. That's interesting. This is probably worth holding on to, honestly. I would say so. It's better than probably most cards in my deck right now. Just a removal spell. Alright, well that's certainly what they drew for the turn, and that's a good thing we didn't get rid of our card, because that would kill us real quick. And we don't have anything to effectively block, so I will simply We can always mill approach with this, but if I ever mill approach, I'm gonna take this card right out of my deck. All right, we're gonna play a land. We're gonna swing. Something could go wrong if I swing, and I'm again not really killing my opponent with damage, so I'm just not going to. And we just kill Crawling Barrens when it goes to attack. We finally have an answer to a man land this time, right? We don't just die instantly to it, like we did the other day. Well, barring any sort of protection spell, which is, you know, it's possible. They went a turn without doing anything. It wasn't a land, it wasn't a creature, it wasn't a castable card, or if it was a land, they just play it to get their commander going, right? So I don't know what it could be. I will block before I go to cast this. Yeah. Just because if they have like a protection spell and I can't block anymore, that'd be a problem. Is this an angel? Okay, it's not. I was about to say that would be unfortunate with this card. Okay, so there's a chance they are not running Faceless Haven, but that seems extremely unlikely. We do have Field of whatchamacallit in our deck though. Field of Ruin. Scry that away. We have not used it this game, right? Nope. That was a better than average draw, I guess. Yeah, alright. They have another card that wasn't a land and wasn't castable at 4 or under. Very weird. Very weird. We could get Arena. No, we're too low. We could rely on this to exile tokens forever, because it only flips when you have like actual creatures under it. But Eldest Reborn gets us some value of theirs, and that's probably just better. It's also impactful immediately, and I can, yeah, just literally do something with it right now, which is nice. I think whatever they're holding up, I don't think I can respect it, right? Like, I'm just swinging. We could just not swing. We could just not swing. Again, really don't see us killing them with damage. And I think missing 4 is not going to make or break it anyways. We are out of cards, though. We did answer one of their lands, so this is even farther. They yet again don't play anything. They pitched a land? Why? What is going on over there? That makes me feel better about swinging. Makes me feel way better about swinging, actually. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if they're not going to do anything, we're not going to do anything either. They're accepting that they're not playing their commander ever with the line they're taking, essentially, by just not playing anything. I will attempt to kill this. I mean, it worked last time, and our opponent hadn't done anything since, so this probably will work. We lose life that way, but we get a 2/3 life link. Probably going to stop using this as well. Although, how many times do I have to use it? Just one more? For it to flip? Yeah, alright. They have creatures in their graveyard to eat, too. Do we Skyclave? Of all of these, I can use this to gain life. I think that's a good idea. Gaining life here. Because I do have white mana, so it's not like I can't use that. So now we have a flyer. I feel way better about swinging. Fateful Absence. That's what they had. Okay, that makes sense. I got you. I will crack it now. Interesting. So do we go down to 4 here? I think we do. I think I would like to flip this now, just to have it going, because I can't do it at my opponent's like end step or whatever. So it's got to be now, just to have it in play, just to have another creature. Wow, they have a Wrath of God. Is there any reason to eat anything? Not really, but I guess I will eat Skyclave. Might be a problem later. Decline. Good grief. Okay, that's gone. To le bottom. Alright, our creatures can no longer have hexproof or indestructible. But they do... We kind of forced their hand with what we were doing, right? Making a board presence that's too big started to be a problem for them. Castle Lockbane is a steep ask here. Every time I'm like, oh, I have the ability to use it, I'm too low and I just don't want to. It is interesting that they really did pitch a land, though, like this. They've only drawn 1 plains since... Oh, okay, that's actually really scary. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. They have to lose the card instantly. They only have 1 card in hand. Let's see what they would have gotten, though. Lightning Helix. Ooh. Well, yeah, that would have been pretty good. Don't think they realized that, honestly. That had gotten me before, too. Top deck key that you can't use. I've made that mistake before. I mean, it's not necessarily or technically a mistake because it's the 2 men and they need to actually play their commander. I think we're still not swinging with the Guardian Idol. We're just going to poke them for 1. Leave up a scry with this land and eat to extinction their commander. Although I'll probably just eat the Angel, obviously. I would like for them to use this on it, but they probably won't. There's not a window for them to do that, so... Okay, our opponent chose to cast that instead of their commander. I don't understand. Seems kind of weird to me. But I guess I'm going to deal with it. That's really weird. I feel like casting your commander makes way more sense. But maybe not. Maybe not. Also, scrying is kind of the same as drawing at this point, because there's a lot of cards I'm probably going to put to the bottom. That is not one of them. Every time you scry to the bottom, you basically drew a card. Alright, so here we turn around, get some life back. Let's pitch this Swamp. Get something spicy here. Counterspell is alright, so is this. I think counter is just better, though. I think it's just better. Yeah, it's just better. Alright, we drew 3 cards off of a Sunset Pyramid. That is what we call a world record. We are not going to fire up the Sunset Pyramid. And we do have an answer to a top deck Faceless Haven. It would actually make the game kind of interesting, because I can't win with Approach the Second Sun when you have a Angel with this on it. Shatter the Sky. Alright, they reset my Edgar. We do draw a card. It's a really good one, too. Decline. Blue button with Edgar. Always remember, blue button with Edgar. Never do the other one. Never do the other one. That's also really good. That's also really good here. I'm liking it. Liking it. Yeah. Let's do this first before we cast anything else. I guess we get Approach, right? Alright, opponent is done. It's safe to assume from this point I'm going to tutor the best card in my deck, and that card is probably going to close the game out. However, we don't have like a giant planeswalker, right? I can exile, I can farewell their stuff here. We lose, but we lose Edgar and that and everything else. I don't know. I mean, we don't need the rest of it, but losing Edgar would be kind of annoying. Key would also mean I can't cast Counterspell. So what would we have tutored for? This is nice. It shuts down their commander forever. They can never make an Angel. I can just always exile them. I can just take a straight answer to their commander again. I don't think I would, though. I was looking at Approach. Can I cast it immediately? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can, and also leave up Counterspell. So I probably would have taken Approach here. And the other card would have been something to toss to the graveyard, being probably a land. Or a discard spell. Probably Thoughtseize. Probably just Thoughtseize. Interesting, yeah. Oh, cool game. That was a long game for a mono white opponent, but when someone like just doesn't scoop, like when you're against a mono white deck and they run out of gas like they do, right? Like they don't. That's the problem with white. They just can't do anything when their hand is empty. We just didn't show them like any serious pressure for them to feel like they had to scoop. Which is also weird, they were running board wipes. I don't understand why. It's kind of weird. So I'm trying to think. I would like a Final Parting card. I don't like the cast from your graveyard 3/1 creature, because we're not really on that plan. It can't block. I mean, if it could block, maybe, but it is pesky. You can harass Planeswalker sometimes, but I don't think that's good enough to run. Is there any flashback in, like, not just blue and red, right? I don't know. Oops, that's not how flashback is. And flash is also a mechanic. Like, we could get this in the graveyard, but that doesn't really matter. We could do something weird with, like, Shieldred, and then put this to hand, put Shieldred in the graveyard. I do like Shieldred as a card, but we're not really doing anything with it on our side, right? It's just making our opponent sacrifice a creature, and that's not great. We'll never be able to flash that back. This doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. This one's alright. It's also, yeah, it's a removal spell. It is 7 mana, though. And it would be the card I put to the graveyard, right? There is this card, and this is a decent card, but the issue is I don't have a lot of things to sacrifice to it. But it is pretty good. In fact, it probably should still be in here. It's good to maybe turn one of my other cards into a value thing, like if I can't use Eye of Vecna anymore. I can just, like, get rid of it, and then be able to do this again later, which is nice. I can sacrifice the tokens that I have off of this. I can sacrifice Edgar himself. There's plenty of things I can sacrifice. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I think Vanishing Verse would be on the chopping block. It was last time, and every time I look at it, I'm like, eee. But I always come crawling back to the card, because I just like the black-white cards. I think they look cool. I think the abilities are, you know, pretty solid. But for this format specifically, not so much. Big on this one, not so much. Let's see. Is there anything from the graveyard we like that we want to Final Parting? Yeah, there's the Disturb cards. You think they're well? We could put this to hand. It's the same mana cost as Final Parting, so you know it's like we're well usually able to cast this. It is 4 white, so not really very nice with the swamps. But if we do that, we also need something to actually invoke Justice, which is another card we have to run, and I don't want to do that. It is good with, like, some of the sagas, but if you're, like, recurring sagas, I think you want to do something like Madrotha, not just this card. It's just a really weird one. The white invoke is just weird to me. It would be nice if we had a way to pick up Approach from the graveyard, so I could mill myself and just grab it when I want, but I don't think there's really anything that enables that, I don't think. I've never been a fan of X spells, and that doesn't really have anything to do with Final Parting anyways. We aren't really running any Planeswalkers, but we, as we've seen, kind of struggle to protect our Planeswalkers. Are there any that are still worth it? Like, I don't want to run Ujin, Professor Onyx, or Liliana the Dreadhorde. Just kind of expensive. Steep in their mana costs. Like, that's kind of the turn we're, like, sweeping and trying to stabilize or something. Yeah, I don't know. Kaya's interesting, the 3 mana one. I don't care for the -1, but attacking my opponent's graveyard and having some sort of, like, life gain engine is cool. Is it cool enough though? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're on any Planeswalkers currently. Now, with that being said, we have to take a card out of our deck. Elspeth's Nightmare is probably one of the weaker cards. There's a fair amount of times you don't get anything in the first part of it. The discard is nice. The attacking your opponent's graveyard is also, you know, it can be nice. The problem with this card is it flips, and I can't continue this, which means I don't like it as much as I did initially. Also, discarding before you draw means you have less options. Yeah, I think of all of them, that one is the first one to go. Then the second one would probably be Eye of Vecna, but currently I don't think I want to do that. What else has not felt terribly great? Well, everything else has felt kind of decent, I think. Well, at least the cards that like stand out, because there's redundancy, right? Spot removal and all that. Actually, Eliminate, I didn't even realize Eliminate was in here. I'm not sure if I like it. Yeah, I don't think I like Eliminate. Should probably not have been in here, to be honest with you. Just didn't notice. Huh. We certainly still have more black than white, but 9-6, do we go up a plains? We have a lot of double white on 4 and 5, but a lot of double black on 3 and 4, and one that's like both here, right? And obviously this card. Yeah, a lot of our white cards are actually double white, which is kind of annoying, but I think we still go up a swamp. I want to add a land, yeah. We've been like just barely getting by with the lands we have. Undercity Plunder? Oh boy, what's that? Don't get me too excited. Oh, well, apparently I don't own it. Target opponent discards a card. Oh, this is one of the new ones? Then, yeah, this is one of the new cards, right? They may discard 2 cards, and if they don't, you get a duplicate of a random card in their hand. It's worth a try, honestly, and there'll be a time where I probably play this in like every black deck, I'm sure. It just seems pretty good. I forgot to take a look at those again. I looked at them once, saw the green one that turns into forests. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I just didn't really look at them again. That is the Kamigawa one, right? Kamigawa, yeah. So these are the black-white ones. I don't care for that one. This one's cool, but this obviously isn't the deck for it. It's actually... This might actually just be bad usually, because you just make a lot of your stuff weaker to naturalize effects. Like your opponent cleansing Novas, and it only blows up your board and not theirs, and you're like, oh no. This one is interesting too, if we could pull that off consistently. But yeah, no, I have a rare, and I'm willing to... It is another discard spell on like 1 or 2 mana. So it could just go in like every single deck that likes to have that effect. Now with that in, I think I'll take out Vanishing Verse now. I think that's reasonable, so I'll craft that card. Yeah, alright, we'll try it. We probably won't see it, but we'll try it. I don't want to play too many games when we're pushing 2 hours. I want to keep my like videos under 2 hours, but as one does, if you keep playing the game, having too much fun. Daniel Rager, playing mono black, like lifesteal stuff. Hey, we're on the play. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we get a white here or a black? I think this hand says white, so we're gonna get a white source here. We do have double black in this anyway, so. Is it open going right now? It's 2 mana draw 2 her, yeah. That's an annoying one, actually. But Rest in Peace is usually pretty good against a creature-based mono black deck. Though it makes Edgar kind of worse. This is what if I've lost life, so if I sweep the board and don't take damage, this doesn't work. But they have to pay mana through like this. They have the ability to do it here. I don't know. Probably isn't good enough. We will do this. I like to tuck away a sweeper that can't get hit by a discard spell. It's pretty obvious what this is if you are my opponent. But there's not much you can do about that, I guess. I would like to exile this first board, but I might not have the chance. Undead Augur is something I really should exile. I don't want them to just draw a bunch of cards. It looks like a zombie deck. Yikes. Alright, well we can't sack this. That's what we call reckless endangerment. Alright, Edgar, you're up. It would be nice to sacrifice Edgar and then Farewell. But Edgar stonewalls the attack and might distract them, cast a removal spell or something. Which we would kind of not be too upset to see. Unless it's an exile effect, then we're upset. It's another good card. Alright, so this is a very good Farewell currently. Interesting attack. I feel like they could just tap it to... Huh, that's weird. Just tap it to draw a card instead of just swinging. Because swinging doesn't really do anything. I mean, oh, well, they draw a card instantly off of it because of the Augur. Or I take 2, so... That's reasonable, actually. I think I have to Farewell my own Edgar. It did gain a fair amount of life, though, so I'm not upset. But, say farewell to Edgar. I guess I can swing first? No, because I don't want them to block. Alright, exile creatures and enchantments in graveyards. No, not graveyards, because I'm the only one with a graveyard. I'm going to triple check this. Yes, alright, we're good. They draw 1 card. We exile Gutter Bones unless they kill it. They do not. We have to move this to the command zone, but that's fine. We can recast it. They have not cast their commander yet. They know probably about another sweeper that's chilling right here. That's pretty good. Not the end of the world, though. Spiders are kind of annoying. Alright, so I'm going to tax their commander now. Ayurururu, the first of Lochvain. Let's eat their Phyrexian Arena. And Sign of Blood is good. And we are not going to use this. Okay, they swing for 4. Okay. We will draw. We will draw here, that's fine. Curse is just such a weird card. I like that card. It makes me happy every time I cast it. Alright, so let's see what they do about this. Hopefully nothing. How do they draw cards? Just sacrificing a creature? Okay. Cycle of Baron more, sure. Blink Moth next. What? These do have Menace. I can't block them. Okay, yeah, Blink Moth is a card. That's cool. Been a while since I've seen that one. We can run that one, actually. I don't know if I will, but I could. They get to sack it on my turn, so they get a lot of value here, but, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, really. They blow up my what? Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Sure. I'll get a white. Yeah. I don't think I was ever going to fire that thing up, so seems fine here. You could have made an argument to sweep last turn, so I have 4 more health, but we did not. Also, our opponent draws a card, but there's not anything I can do about that. So do we swing first? Yeah, there's no punish here. They're mono black. They can't be like, oh, my creatures are indestructible. So I can pretty safely swing, just get some damage in. For freezies. We can sack Eye of Vecna to Rite of Oblivion, and I'm sure I will. Yep, can't do anything about that. Opponent's seen a few more cards than us, but... Okay, decline. Decline. There we go. Kind of sketched to play Sign in Blood right now, but... Might not have a choice. Could just run this out and cycle it. I mean, I have to run it out anyways to sack it to Rite of Oblivion, so I'll just do it. Unfortunately, this is not an instant. I cannot kill Blink Moth Nexus. Blink Moth Nexus. Oh my god, no, please. You could make an argument I just Azur's Gateway these cards instead, and then when I'm done with the Gateway, I can Rite of Oblivion that. Certainly going to sack this Eye of Vecna, though. And probably this. We're actually close to flipping this, but we don't really gain life from it at all. Unless we sack Edgar, which is maybe, you know, might be in our future here. Or we could just be dead to whatever this is. I don't know. Oh, okay. Thought it would be scarier than that. That's fine. I guess it's still kind of a problem, but it's not the end of the world. Nope, can't do that. Alright, so I can look at their hand, which I want to do. Yeah. Removal spell and an annoying card. Let's take that. And now we Rite of Oblivion this, so it doesn't just kill us. Get rid of Eye of Vecna, because I can't use it. I can almost use... I mean, one more life and this flips. But it doesn't flip into anything useful, right? Like, I don't really care about it. Can I flash this back now? No, I don't think I can. Why is it lit up? Oh, maybe it's not. I'm just dumb. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Argyle's Bloodfast, I think. We could just get rid of a land now. But I think there's an argument to doing this anyways. Because I'm not going to play this. Maybe I am. No, I'm not. And we're dead if they kill my creature, so I actually can't play that. I literally just can't play it because they have a removal spell in hand. I lose my creature and I die. If they have a creature now, we die. We'll see. They have like 2 looks at one, essentially. Alright, well they didn't cast one pre-combat, so hopefully they were just slow rolling me. Obviously, I would have just scooped instantly. They get 3 looks at a creature, though, so it's a tall ask for them to not have one, right? I feel like I would have just led with this, just to speed up the old inevitability here. I don't think we're going to win this. There it is. We're dead. Yep, we just dwindled away. Opponent drew, they saw, 5 more cards than us? They also got value on dead cards with blood tokens, like this isn't doing anything for them. They did use a removal spell that I guess wound up dealing damage to us that was enough to turn it, but Eye of Vecna is just frustrating. Like every time I feel like we're just withering away and we don't have enough life to play with, and it just doesn't feel good. It just does not feel good. So maybe it shouldn't just maybe it should just be something else. You could argue another sweeper, another removal spell, kind of just anything that you would run outside of just a creature, which I'm not going to. But yeah, I don't think I like Eye of Vecna. And by extension, Argyle's Bloodfast seems kind of steep. Just never have the life for it, ever. And there is a point in which you actually cannot continue to use it, even if you're going back and forth with your opponent and no one has any creatures. You can, like, lose 10 life to it, and then you can't keep going, so... I mean, that is like 5 cards, but... Might be better off without these. I do like Gateway, though. This one's felt fine. It's like a blood token, honestly, that doesn't go away. It's actually exactly what it is. But you draw a card first, so it's like a little bit better than an infinite blood token. This really is just a blood token. Yeah, I think we can drop blood fast. Alright. Is there any draw spell I like? You could even run maybe Revitalize in a deck like this. Gain some life back, and then just continue to sift through your deck. I had Dawn of Hope in here for a second, but I don't think we gain enough random life. Excuse me, gain enough random life to, like, pay 2 to draw without making our own tokens. This does make tokens that gain life, to which this works, but you've seen how many times we've actually had that, not super often. Not super often. I don't like Midnight Reaper in a deck like this. This is a cool card. I do like this one. Maybe we can run that. It is one of those 2-mana cards that draws cards. So, yeah, no, I'm on that. I'm on it. It's a little soft to our own board wipes, but... And we do take damage from it initially because we get hit by our own rats. That we also can't block realistically because we don't want to lose the rats. Skull Raid I've kind of liked. I'm on and off about it. It is like kind of a 2-mana discard spell, but you can't cast it before like turn 3. But I do like that card. It's both discard and card draw. There is this one. It's steeper, though. At this point, you might as well just run this, right? Arcane Encyclopedia. But I'm not on that card. Don't think we're there. This is ramp and card draw. It's kind of both. We don't have any Planeswalkers. And there have been plenty of games where this would have been good. Huh. I didn't realize that. We don't have any Planeswalkers, right? Yeah, it's just pretty solid. Immortal Sun's a pretty good card when you don't have any Planeswalkers. That would have saved us a lot of trouble in the games where, well, we would have drawn it. And with this many, running this many tutors, it's totally reasonable. Totally reasonable. Alright, we'll play one more. Play one more. One more. For good measure. Uber Eats is running a local sale. Yeah, we were talking about Cling to Dust earlier. Yeah. If I'm running Cling to Dust, I'm not running Rest in Peace, which is reasonable because it does draw. It does sometimes gain life. And it doesn't mess up Edgar, because Edgar dying with it in play means I can't have it come back as an artifact. So it's like anti-synergy. It's actually really bad anti-synergy too. But, you know, get what you get. But, yeah, I don't know. It's one or the other for sure. One or the other for sure. There are times where Rest in Peace is too much, and you don't need all that graveyard hate, and Cling is good enough. And there are times where that is not the case. Alright, what do you got going on? Alright, so I basically have to take Vanguard. Yeah, I gotta take that, because obviously we don't really have a clean answer to it. It does mean I have to play into dealing with Luris before it comes back, and that's a problem. Or we can just discard Luris, that's also good. Attacks, create a soldier. They can't play it immediately because they don't have an untapped red, so I guess I'll just leave them with that. Also, leaving them with Luris is probably just wrong, so I won't do that. Okay, sure, sure. This seems like a matchup where nothing matters except a sweeper. And that appears to be the case. We do not have double black. Yeah, that sucks. Really, really wish I had one right now, but... Spell Satchel? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems cool. I can't say I'm familiar with the card too much, but it does seem kind of cool, I guess. Alright, let's stonewall the board with this. I will trade Edgar for a Boros Elite if they swing with it. Oh, wait, does it not trade? No, it doesn't trade. It still denies this attack, which is fine, I guess. No, I don't think they should be swinging with that. Oh, they have to, or Boros Elite doesn't flip. Oh, wow, this is really good then. Yeah, look at that. By extension, this cannot swing. That's really funny. Sure. We'll take it. Eat to extinction. Probably going to eat their commander, so they stop doing the things they're doing to me. But this gives me a wall. I think I'll just go for the wall first. And obviously can still leave up a removal spell. Legendary humans you control have indestructible? Okay. So I need to kill this. Otherwise I can't kill that, because I have to exile it, and I'm not going to do that. This does still stop Ishin from attacking. Oh, not really, because they do have an answer in hand that they just didn't cast last turn. Well, it's kind of an answer. I mean, you know, we're going to do the thing we like to do. But we are taking a lot of damage. But we get a wall, we get a 1/1, we get to kill their commander, which they might actually be able to recast. It might be a better idea to kill the 5/5, honestly. I now literally don't have a choice, now that the math has been done for me. I just have to kill that. Alright. I could just kill the flyer and block the board, because this is kind of the same amount of damage, sort of, except it flies and creates tokens. You could have also argued I probably should have just mulliganed for the sweeper and nothing else matters, which is usually how these matchups play. every time. Alright, so I gotta block the 5/5. Is there a... what? Oh, okay, cool. I mean, if you just did that pre-combat, I wouldn't have to have taken all the time to talk. We're dead. We are dead. Yep, nothing mattered. Sweeper or bust. That's all that matters. That's lame. Should have mulliganed for one, I guess. Hand felt decent, though. Also, I said that was going to be the last game, but I don't want to end on that note. No. Aggro shall not end my video. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. My phone is at 5% battery. This is a 1-land hand. Oh, it's a Chatterfane deck. It's also a 2-land hand. 2-land hand with a treasure map. Profane Command could be in play for a while because they make a lot of tokens. How important, like, we're on the play, so I guess I'll do this. I like this. This is, like, just good enough, in my opinion. And does it matter what land I lead with? Not really. I guess the one that has more than one color. But this can come in untapped later, and that might be important. And I doubt it's going to matter. If I need swords next turn, probably not. I guess, like, forest, whatchamacallit. Alright, so there it is. That's good. Never punished. So now we get to scry for lands. We can play Profane Procession, but it's 5 minutes to activate, so probably won't. I also don't even know if I want to play an enchantment yet till like after this, so I don't hit my own stuff. I think this is still reasonable to cast though. That's certainly a good one to exile. Did my opponent not have they did have a land. They did. They did. Alright, so I think scrying is better. No, I think no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna just get this going. That's good. Kill Chatterfang immediately seems like a good idea. Or Swords to Plowshares it, but I'd rather not until I cast this, right? Barring a discard spell. Okay. That is not... Can you name Squirrel? Does that work with tokens? Oh no. Yeah, yeah, alright. Yep. Let's, Alright, well we have to make a move here, I think. Yeah, we're gonna just do this. Just make a move here. Pad my life total a little bit. I think it's a good idea. Because we are kind of a ways from this. Ways away. And there's obviously the chance they have a discard spell at some point. I kind of want another sweeper, I think. I think that's better than not doing that. We can also get one that we can cast immediately. Yeah. Feels kind of weird, but I think it's reasonable. I think. If I do say so myself. Okay, that's annoying. They double up on the life loss effect. And this is another card I would obviously like to exile. At this point, the board is getting to a point where if I don't sweep it now, I'm going to be drained for too much life, and that could be a problem. I could also just stonewall their attacks with this. They did play an enchantment, and we do have the mana under the treasure map, so I guess this is reasonable. It does stop the attacks. And we do have a removal spell in hand, but probably won't end up needing it. This is also a board I'm not upset to sweep. They can't really attack, at least I don't think so. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Yeah, they can't do that. So they have a 1-mana card here. I don't know what it could be. Now we have a decision. If this was untapped, we could like scry and... But I think I'm actually going to pass and just leave up Farewell for next turn. Because they could have like Heroic Intervention or something. Well, they can't have it now, but... I also would like my opponent to have Chatterfang in play this turn cycle, so they do something with it, and it makes my Farewell even better. We get to flip this, we get to crack it on our turn, tap it here, then untap, tap it on our own turn, and we lose all the treasure tokens, probably, though, but that's probably fine. Okay, that's good. This feels like one of those matchups where it's sweeper or bust. Pretty straightforward. But there's a chance they don't just instantly die when I... What is this attack? Okay, that is weird. Just drain me for 2 here? That doesn't seem like it's worth it. Maybe it is, actually. I don't know. Is that what I would do? Edgar gained just a lot of life, even though he does get hit by Farewell. We can obviously scry for a land as well, and just... That's not what I meant. Let's put a stop here. That's not what I meant by land. Alright, let's scry on our upkeep. That is not good against Chattervane specifically. That is an artifact, so we go 1... These are... Wait. No, they're not going away. I'm not naming artifact. Yeah, I'm not naming artifact. Is it right to name artifact? Just in case they flash something spicy in? No, that seems ridiculous. Enchantments and creatures. And I guess... No, there's no reason to do graveyard. I guess I could, if they sacrifice their own creatures, I would like them to be exiled. So I guess. Yeah, if Edgar dies in response, I get an artifact, so this doesn't blow me out. This doesn't die, stay in the graveyard, get exiled or anything. Seems reasonable. No heroic intervention. They can sack maybe like some creatures to village rights or I don't know. Something like that. They could have like a snakeskin veil they've been holding up. Well, something stumped them. Pretty sure they... It seems like some sort of village rights. Sure. So he just drained me for some life. Yep. Lose 4 this way, yep. We obviously lose Edgar, but that's fine. They only do this once per turn, right? No, they can do it again. Alright, they had an on-board way to put cards in their graveyard, so I guess it was a good idea I named graveyards with this card. Also drained me for a ton of life, because of course they did. Out of nowhere. Alright, so this has to go back to the command zone, because I exiled it. Alright, we have 2 sweepers now. I'm going to immediately kill this. Well, now I'm just going to sweep it. Yep. Let's do that with you. Can kill it again, can get something in the way of it, cast another sweeper after the fact as well. This can spam on commanders because they get stuck going back and forth in the command zone. I think it makes sense to play this. I guess I can crack a treasure. Well, alright. Yeah, we're going to run this out. Craterhoof pretty much just kills us, no matter... Even almost if it's like the only creature in it still might just kill us, so... Okay. Yep, we're going to just sweep the board yet again here. Heroic Intervention kills me. I really can't afford to play around it. There's nothing I can do about it anyways, and they're just going to be dealing damage to me if I don't cast this, so... Yep. I'm gonna leave up Despark instead of playing the Celestius. That is annoying, so no. Good thing I left that up, I guess. I mean, there's no reason to sack your squirrels. There's nothing that drains me in play. And my own creature dies to my thing, so... Yeah, it was going to die to the Day of Judgment anyways. Decline. Alright. I mean, they found a way to make it so my Day of Judgment was essentially a 1-for-1, I guess. I mean, it was going to kill the tokens and they were going to die, but... Yeah, alright. Yeah. Oh no! That's rude, dude. That's rude. Actually, that's fine, because I just get mana and can recast it. Yeah, that's actually fine. Take action. Sure. Kind of surprised to see that, actually. Yeah, that's actually kind of an interesting decision by them. Huh, alright. I mean, I'm going to cast it again. Looks like they have removal in hand and probably nothing else. That's what I'm getting a vibe of. Because it's not like a Snakeskin Veil or Veil of Summer. Okay, this just lets them cast this, I guess, again. Sure, Chatterfang for the 5th time, sure. Alright, what do you got in hand? I am curious. Let's see. They got nothing. Well, they had a good card, but not anymore. Alright, so now we get to eat their commander infinitely till they deal with Profane Procession. I am not dead to a Crater Hoof, so I will swing. You have to probably take their Chatterfang back, which means the Procession can keep doing that, which means Chatterfang is not doing anything. Also, they're so far from casting it again anyways, because they Dark Ritualed. Now are we dead to Crater Hoof? 1, 2 plus 6, 7? Not quite. We do have a way to, like, not die out of nowhere to it, I guess, with the card in hand. I would like to cast Murderous Rider just to have it in play, but it's probably reasonable to not do that and just leave it up, because it might be important. It's not like my opponent can swing back at me, so it's this isn't really a big deal, right? We have a Manland, we have Guardian Idol, and the cards in my hand are so good I don't want to loot with the Celestius. Though I guess, again, it's probably always right to loot. I still like the 2 cards in my hand a lot. I just leave up my mana, I guess. We can Profane Procession the Llanowar Elves if we choose to at some point. Opponent figured out blocking's probably not a good idea. I mean, you're in a top deck scenario here. Another Mana Dork. Okay, I'm going to eat the first one. And then I'll probably eat Gilded Goose so it's out of the way. Actually, Gilded Goose isn't really scary because it doesn't have any power. Might not even have to do that. We just let it sit there forever. Yeah, that's probably reasonable. I can start racing them down a bit faster and leave up my mana and not feel too bad about it. Yeah, I guess we can fire this up once and just swing. I doubt they're going to block. Gilded Goose does offset some of this damage. But obviously my opponent has no cards in hand, so it doesn't really matter what they do. How are they holding priority, though? I don't know. They're not holding priority? It's just block phase and they're AFK? Could be the case. I mean, hey, they can scoop whatever they want. My phone is at 3% battery. It's way over there, dude. I'm old. I'm too old. Alright, I'll take action. I'll loot. That is probably better than this, but I don't want to die at instant speed. But I'm going to argue this is better. It still gives me access to this at some point, I guess. Cool, you made a food. How enticing. Sure. Uh-huh. Yup. I guess I'll just eat it so they stop doing that. Opponent is AFK yet again. Alright, let me charge my phone. Before it dies. They're AFK again. Yeah. Well, I mean, that means they have a card that's instant speed, right? I don't know what it is because they didn't play it. And it looks like it can be played without having a creature of their own. Is there... No, there's no manland. We have a Field of Ruin if there ever is one. Well, this game is all but over. But it looks like we're trapped against somebody who doesn't know how to scoop or doesn't want to. Unless they're holding like a collected company. Well, they could. How many creatures? Probably not a lot, though. Alright, we found something that's actually like loot worthy, so I'll loot now. Yeah, it looks like they have an instant speed card. That is interesting. I don't know what it could be. Probably a removal spell. Most of their creatures are like 4 and down, and they didn't cast one, so... It wasn't Harmonize. That would be kind of an issue. Oh my god, opponent, please. Undercity Plunder? Yeah. I mean, if we ever find a discard spell, we'll find out real quick what it is. Alright, I'm not going to play this as a land. And I'm going to leave up a bunch of mana, so I'll just fire up Guardian Idol. It's like 1 less damage, but I get to leave up mana. For a removal spell. Outside of Profane Procession, which is also one itself. They remove the ability to use your, like, custom emotes, and I'm not sure if that's in the settings or something. I don't know, maybe everyone just got, like, too salty. Which is weird. Although I don't think anyone's ever emoted in a not salty manner. Like, especially when it's one of, like, those weird emotes. Alright, well, if they are, like, gonna just sandbag this, I'll just, like, end the video and we'll just talk about the deck as is. Although I'd like to look at the deck before I close it out for my closing statements, but I'm not going to sit here for like 40 minutes playing against someone who just doesn't want to scoop. Technically, they could have a... Ooh. Maybe we can get rid of this now. No, let's play super conservative. This hand is an answer to all threats. This wouldn't necessarily do that. Fungal Infection? Okay. That's funny. Eat your token? What on earth? Yeah, we're close to actually killing them, though, so... And they are still sort of playing the game. It's not like they're gone completely. So, that made sense. They probably should have done this on their own turn, though, because now they can't use these cards, which is wrong. Certainly wanted to just do that. Ooh, that's better than you. Because that is every card. So was that one. Alright, we can look for a discard spell here, I think. Alright, we get to cast it. It's all worth it. Where are you? Undercity Plunder. Boop. We conjure the other card in their hand? Perpetually games. Oh, what the... Oh, now they're reading it. They undid their decision, and now they're reading Undercity Plunder. Okay. It was a swamp. Alright, we got a land. That's mad funny. Alright. Let's do this again. Swing. That's wicked funny. Well, there's no surprise there. So they have a land in hand, and the other one is just a top deck. So they're basically top decking still. That is their draw. That would be a problem, but it is now ours, which is probably a mistake by them. Oh, do we not have the mana? We don't. They actually get a 3/3. You know what? Let's just kill it, because I don't want this to flip. I want to continue to attack Chatterfang, and I think that's a good idea to just do that. Can we 2-turn clock them? I think so. Let's see. Fire that up. Fire this up. Yeah, we can 2-turn clock them, and there's nothing in the game that kills us from here if we do this. So there's no punish. Right, it's Questing Beast and, whatchamacallit. I'll keep the lands in hand just because I can loot them away. And we're drawing more. Toski? That's funny. Well, alright, so that's game then. We steal Toski with Procession. It can't block. Yep. Alright, opponent wanted to sit there for 20 minutes. I don't know why. Because they weren't, like, completely gone, you know. And they weren't doing that thing where, like, they deliberately, like, pause for no reason. They technically had plays. Like, Fungal Infection could have been a blocker for a turn cycle. So there was reasonable decisions, although I don't think they would take you that long. And it seemed as though they were alt-tabbing. Yeah, well, they were clearly alt-tabbing or something. Could be on their phone. But it's funny how aggro decks, aggro players slow down when they're not winning. Anyways, I liked everything except, like, the cards we took out, which is why they're not in here. Like, Eye of Vecna and the spoil thing. It's just weird. Like, is there a blood token card, maybe? I feel like I should be... Like, there's something like this could offset the life we're losing while also continuing the card draw thing, right? This is basically draw 2, steal 2. It's like a Knight's Whisper in reverse in very slow, but that's fine. That's fine. There's usually cards in every matchup you're not excited to have in hand, and this can get rid of them. That's why I like the jumpstart cards, turning your dead cards in matchups into something viable, or just better. Same with just getting lands out of your hand if you don't need any more. Is there any blood token card I don't own that might be good? I don't think so. It really is just that one. I think that one is pretty solid. It's just a weird looking card, but it's kind of just the Sign in Blood, really, right? Except you don't go up cards, because you do have to discard. We're not playing with our own graveyard, so we don't, like, fully utilize a thing like that, but something to consider if you like that effect. Draw discard is decent. It is, because again, in a format like this especially, where you have a lot of cards usually that might not do anything against certain opponents, and it's good to have, like, something to do, right, with those cards, like loot them, thus making me really like Azur's Gateway. I'm sure I'll be running this more and more. I played it in Standard for a little bit when it was like Teferi, Bant, Nexus of Fate, and if you weren't playing that, it was one of, like, the 3 aggro decks, and obviously I played the Nexus of Fate deck, and this was pretty good in it. Just early sift, because the most important thing was, like, finding a sweeper, so you just had to dig ruthlessly for them. Or, like, a fog effect to spam them. But, enough about that. Search for Glory. What does this find? Because we've had it in hand a couple times, and there's a chance it just doesn't do anything. Legendary card, a snow permanent, or a saga. So there are some sagas that are decent with this, but we already have a ton of tutors, and this one is not a universal tutor. It's kind of more restrictive than Idyllic Tutor. They kind of hit the same things, actually. And if I do like Idyllic, I suppose I do like this. What does Idyllic Tutor hit that this can't? Oh, this does hit Immortal Sun. Or Bolas's Citadel, if we were running it. Yeah, Immortal Sun, yeah. Oh, it also gets Profane Procession. That's funny. And this. And, alright, you know, it's got cards. It's got cards. And I guess it technically could get a land in this, but usually probably going to find myself getting a snow land anyways. Yeah, what does Idyllic Tutor get? Actually, it seems as though Idyllic Tutor has less targets than the Search for Glory. No kidding. 1, 2, I guess this. You'll never get in this, though. Well, you could. And then these again. Oh, yeah, these weren't in the list we just saw, because I filtered by Legendary. These are not Legendary. Yeah, look at that, huh? Idyllic Tutor has less targets than this. And I want to take out Elspeth's Nightmare, too, so it actually even has less targets. And I would argue I do like this card, so by extension, I like this one. It just feels weird, because you don't have any Planeswalkers. But that's kind of reasonable, right? It's a 3-mana tutor. It's a 3-mana tutor, you don't lose life. Your opponent sees the card, but, you know, they gotta do something about it. So, yeah, we are gonna drop Nightmare. I don't think this is the deck for it. Cling to Dust? I don't know, I'm still iffy. Rest in pieces. might just be worse than Cling, because again, Edgar dying, getting exiled can be annoying, and you don't want to bump into that if you don't have to. Yeah. I think we're going to try Cling. Well, I'm not going to try it now, but I think it's worth... I think it's a total reasonable argument to say it's better. And if I'm going to post a list, I would prefer to have the list have Cling, if people actually play this. So that leaves us with one more card. I'm sure most people probably take out cards they don't like and add lands, because I'm greedy, but we are at 39? 30... No, we're at 40. We have 2 flip lands. So we have the lands going. Felt good. Everything about this deck felt good, except, you know, you bump into a deck where you need a sweeper and you just didn't draw it. Or we did early, like the first half, we were running out of gas, and it was causing issues. But the second half, it seemed as though our minute changes kind of undid that issue a little bit, or maybe we just didn't bump into it. I would argue it's not a consistent thing to run out of gas when you have a lot of tutors and a lot of card draw in the form of repeating card draw, right? Or things that just draw more than one card. But yeah, just like early on, we were just running out of gas, which is, again, I don't think something that should be considered a consistent issue with this deck. I almost want to just slap another sweeper in here and call it a day, but I think a spot removal spell of some kind is just better. There are some in white. Target. Angelic Ascension. Dealing with Planeswalkers is less scary when you have a looming Immortal Sun to just, like, do something about it at some point. But you can never have too much removal. That's not true. Karn is also a decent one. Card draw engine, token generator. It's decent. It obviously doesn't play too well with the Immortal Sun, but you don't always have both. Much like Edgar, Rest in Peace. But when Rest in Peace is your penultimate answer to graveyards, then you kind of tutor for it pretty quickly and makes your commander worse, so it is a little different. I don't like Eliminate. We could run Feed the Swarm. I do like that card, and it isn't in here. I think that's reasonable. Universal creature removal and enchantment removal, which we're a little bit light on, but not like it never really mattered, right? We can always just find Farewell with a tutor if that's a problem. Honestly, Farewell kind of changes the dynamic when you're playing against Sithis. Sort of. Scythis, whatever. Yeah, alright. I like that. I will call it there. The one time we cast Undercity Plunder, it was actually pretty decent, you know. It didn't give us any crazy value, but we saw the 2 cards in our opponent's hand, which is funny. Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you thought about the deck. I think this is one of the best black-white lists I've made so far, and it's doing something I really like to do as well, which is cool. I would argue this is just better than Kembal, to be totally honest with you. And yeah, if you're playing a black-white no creature deck, this seems like a pretty solid place to be, especially with looming approach the second sun that your opponent may not be able to deal with. We never played against a deck with a counterspell, which is really weird, except a Merfolk deck that had a Pact of Negation. So there might be something you could do to deal with control decks a bit more, but you're not terrible against them. You have a lot of removal, a lot of answers to the things they do play, and you have discard spells, right? So you can slip an approach through, and it's not unreasonable. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, March of Underworldly Light. Yeah, it was in here for 2 seconds, but I'm gonna stop talking. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.